This scene gives me hope as a writer. It's simple, completely doable, and really funny. This may not be everyone's sense of humor, but a guy falling over because a hot girl gives him some attention, I find that hilarious, and the exact type of classic joke I would put in a sitcom of my own. That's why this episode of Wizards of Waverly Place gives me so much hope. Watching sitcoms like Frasier or Big Bang Theory scares me sometimes. The sheer amount of scientific or psychiatric jargon coupled with distinct voices and clever setups and payoffs, that's too much. I don't know how to write like that. I don't even know where I'd start. But two guys being a bit awkward and trying to talk to a bunch of girls?
Would you like a free refill on one of those beverages?
Gratis?
That is way more manageable. That's just writing from personal experience. So the fact that this episode got produced warms my heart and lets me know that I don't have to be writing at the level of Big Bang or Frasier or Friends. I can just write what I know, what I find funny, and it can be simple. That is what I find so mesmerizing about this episode of Wizards of Waverly Place. It's simple. And it's not just the jokes. Apparently structure is an important aspect of sitcoms, and like dialogue, it can get pretty complex. Once again, Season 2, Episode 13 of Wizards of Waverly Place comes to the rescue. After a quick analysis, I've deduced that the structure of a sitcom is as follows. Setup for the episode, objective, complications, then resolution. That's it. But that's easy to look at and say, okay, that doesn't really help me at all. So we're going to go more in depth, but keep it simple, and look at what these objectives and complications actually look like in this episode. Now, there are two storylines in this episode. One, Alex and Harper have to keep a dress safe for a fashion show, and the better of the two, Justin and Zeke try getting models to play Dungeons and Dragons with them. Alright, let's break down what these story beats actually look like.
It's a Wizinko machine.
What's it supposed to do?
It turns two-dimensional photos into three-dimensional copies.
No, it's Fashion Week. There's models all over New York City.
Hey, maybe we can get a couple of these girls to play some Dungeons and Gargoyles with us.
I just scored the gig of a lifetime, working for world-famous designer, Mr. Frenchie. I need to use magic to lock this up in like a magic lockbox or a magic treasure chest.
You can keep it in my room, it'll be safe there.
You just give us a moment.
It's going great.
No, we need something more to talk about.
Now I gotta get rid of these sandwiches. My dad said they weren't any good. Or they can get rid of them for me.
I wish we lived in a world where you could just walk up to a model and be like, hey, what's up? You wanna play Dungeons and Gargoyles with us?
Sure. Sounds like fun.
I don't think I'm feeling too well.
Where's the bathroom?
Through that door.
Dungeons and Gargoyles, I love this game. Can I play?
Game's over, people.
What?
No way, Jose, no.
Yes way, I'm behind and I'm a sore loser, see? No! You fool!
Okay, come on, baby Rockford, let's go. Leave my brother and his weird friend to themselves.
Alright, so that's it. It's not as simple as I put it before, but the basic idea is the same. It's just that this complication step is really a series of setups, complications, resolutions, and then more complications, unresolving those resolutions, and so on and so forth until you reach the final resolution for the episode. But what about everything else, you may be asking? What fills in the rest of the episode? Well, for the Alex and Harper storyline, they just talk and crack some jokes that don't really land, but that's okay. And for the Justin and Zeke storyline, I'm pleased to tell you that they just talk to the girls. That's it. They try impressing the models or say silly stuff, and it works.
Where did you come from?
From Justin's room.
All right, Justin!
My room's sweet!
I think it's hilarious because I have been there before, and the show's depiction of it is honest and real, which makes it all the more funny. Because the writer is obviously a fellow hopeless romantic, clearly writing from experience and having fun with it. I mean, I have made that same face many times in similar situations. I think my point is, I laugh so hard at Zeke falling over here, not necessarily because it's genius, clever comedy, but because it's something I would have written. The thought of writing an episode of Big Bang Theory or Frasier overwhelms me. I wouldn't know where to start. Obviously, those shows are written by multiple people and most likely have research done for them, but still, it's daunting. But this,
So my dad owns this place. Just saying.
He says stuff.
Wizards of Waverly Place, this episode especially, probably because Justin and Zeke's antics are so familiar to me, this gives me hope. It's not as complex or as difficult to write as other sitcoms, but it's far from easy or lazy writing. It's just written from a different place. It doesn't take itself too seriously. It's simple. And there's something really beautiful about that. It gives me hope because although I may not be able to write like some of the shows I love the most, I can still write a show that I love. And that others may love and find funny as well, if not for the same reasons of familiarity and simplicity. This episode proves that to write a great sitcom, you don't have to be able to write complex narratives with unique voices and jargon-filled dialogue. If you're staring at that blank page wondering how to start, or worse, how to keep going, remember the words of Leonardo da Vinci. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. If you don't know how to write like certain shows, that's fine. They've already been written. Write something new. Write what you know, and write it in earnest.